The political landscape of South Africa is shifting. A recent Ipsos survey reveals a significant development. A majority of South Africans favor a government without the ANC holding a majority. This is a historic turn. For the first time since the end of apartheid, South Africans are contemplating a future where the ANC does not hold the reins of power alone. This shift in public opinion reflects a growing desire for change and a potential recalibration of the country's political landscape. The ANC, once the party of liberation, is now facing a crisis of confidence. Years of corruption scandals, economic stagnation, and service delivery failures have eroded public trust. The survey results are a clear indication that South Africans are ready for an alternative. They are no longer willing to accept the status quo. They are demanding better governance, accountability, and a brighter future for all. This desire for change is not merely a product of dissatisfaction. It also reflects a growing maturity in South Africa's democracy. Citizens are becoming more politically aware and engaged. They are willing to explore different political options and hold their leaders accountable. This bodes well for the future of South Africa's democracy, regardless of which party or coalition ultimately governs. The call for change is deeply rooted in the lived realities of ordinary South Africans. The country is grappling with a myriad of economic challenges. The unemployment rate stands at a staggering 32%, leaving millions struggling to make ends meet. The cost of living continues to soar, placing immense pressure on households already struggling to survive. In this context, the recent VAT crisis served as a tipping point, highlighting the government's seeming disconnect from the daily struggles of its citizens. The proposed VAT increase from 15% to 15.5% was met with widespread condemnation. Critics argued that it would disproportionately impact the poor and exacerbate the already dire economic situation. The government's initial insistence on the increase, despite the public outcry, further fueled perceptions of a government out of touch with the needs of its people. The eventual reversal of the VAT hike, while welcomed, did little to assuage the underlying economic anxieties gripping the nation. South Africans are yearning for a government that prioritizes their economic well-being. They are looking for leaders who understand the daily struggles of putting food on the table, finding employment, and providing for their families. The Ipsos survey suggests that increasingly, South Africans believe that a government without an ANC majority might be better equipped to address these pressing economic concerns. The 2024 elections ushered in a new era for South African politics, a coalition government. For the first time since the dawn of democracy, the ANC found itself sharing power. While this development holds the promise of a more collaborative and responsive government, it has also brought with it a unique set of challenges. The current coalition, an alliance of convenience between parties with differing ideologies and priorities, has been plagued by instability and internal divisions. The VAT crisis laid bare the fragility of this arrangement. The DA, a key partner in the coalition, vehemently opposed the VAT hike, threatening to collapse the government over the issue. The ensuing standoff revealed the deep ideological rifts within the coalition and the inherent difficulties of maintaining unity amongst disparate political forces. While a compromise was eventually reached, the episode exposed the vulnerability of the coalition and raised questions about its long-term viability. This instability has real-world consequences for governance. The constant threat of collapse and the need to appease competing factions can paralyze decision-making and hinder the government's ability to effectively address the country's challenges. Navigating these choppy waters will require a delicate balancing act, demanding pragmatism, compromise, and a shared commitment to the national interest from all parties involved. The road ahead for South African politics is paved with both uncertainty and opportunity. The declining support for the ANC, the rise of coalition politics, and the shifting public sentiment point towards a future that is far from certain. The ANC, once considered invincible, is now facing an existential crisis. The party must confront its internal divisions, address allegations of corruption, and reconnect with the electorate if it hopes to remain a dominant force in South African politics. However, this period of uncertainty also presents a unique opportunity for renewal and transformation. The rise of coalition governments has the potential to usher in an era of more collaborative and responsive governance. It compels political parties to engage with each other in a more meaningful way, to find common ground, and to work together to address the country's challenges. This shift towards collaboration could lead to more innovative and inclusive policy solutions.